Om Sehna Bhavatu Sehno Bhunaktu Sahavidiyam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May God protect both teacher and student. May He nourish us together. May we work together with great energy. May our studies be enlightening. May there be no hate among us. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you. So, what shall we be? I guess we were talking about
Dhyan and Dharana.
Any question, anything that you have thought about that you like to clarify or anything?
No.
No? Okay. I was thinking that one time we should let everyone share their thoughts. It's not good for me to speak alone. I also like to learn from all of you. So all of you can share your bit of knowledge, your bit of experiences. So if there are no questions, nothing to ask, then I want to speak about 3 different states of our consciousness. These are the 3 different states of the same consciousness. Consciousness, as you probably know, is the absolute reality, the unchanging reality. And but it changes its appearance. It changes appearance. That's all it is. The absolute reality is one, and absolute reality, which is known as a Parmarathika Jiva. Parmarathika Jiva is the absolute reality, absolute truth, or supreme consciousness. So that is real, that is unchanging, all-knowing, omnipresent, eternal, witness. But it appears as a reflection into Vyavaharika Jiva, which is called transactional world. So try to understand that this is not 2 different things, it's the same. It's just that it appears as different. The supreme consciousness or Paramarthika Jiva appears as a Vyavaharika Jiva or transactional body, or transactional consciousness. How does that happen? It happens through its own power of delusion, power of Maya, of Prakriti. And it is again no different than the Brahman itself, the Supreme Consciousness itself. It is just the usage of its own power, and through its power, it projects or it appears as a Vyavaharika Jagat, or the transactional world. And in that transactional world, the body of different shape and name are formed through the 5 elements. We know the 5 Panchamahabhuta, 5 gross elements. Everything that exists in manifestation is made of these 5 elements. So try to imagine and try to appreciate the divine design of manifestation. The unmanifested energy, the energy that is omnipresent, that has no beginning, no end, decides to experience itself. In order to experience itself, it uses its own power, and the power has 2 abilities. One is to project what is not absolute truth, and to hide or to cover what is absolute truth. We call that Maya, or the Prakriti, or nature. So through its own power of Maya, it projects what we believe as a real, the manifestation. And when it appears because of its combination and mutation of 5 elements, from subtle elements to grossification of the same 5 elements. And because of those 5 elements, everything that exists is formed, including different shapes of our body, as a human body or animal body or insects or seaworld. Every single body is combination of these 5 elements. And that is the Vyavaharika reality of transactional truth. Now, try to imagine that this supreme energy, the consciousness, is reflected. It's not descended, it is not part, but it's reflected onto this transactional body. So the jiva that we all have, the Dehatma, is nothing but a reflection of the same supreme energy, Paramatma. We call it Paramatma. So it is not that you are different from what is absolute truth, but you are reflection of that absolute truth. For instance, the example analogy is that you see the reflection of sun into different buckets filled with water. So different buckets or pots filled with water reflects the sun, and you feel they are different than the sun, but it is nothing but the reflection. And each bucket or each pot carries the same sun, which is the same consciousness as appearance, as a reflection. So 2 different attribution. One is the absolute reality, or Paramarthika Jiva, or Brahman, through its own power, reflected into the transactional world, Vyavaharika Jagat. But when we are in that transactional world, we forget our original nature. We forget that we are nothing but the supreme energy, the Brahman, the same consciousness. And we forget because of the power of the Brahman, the power of supreme energy known as Maya. So the Brahman wanted to experience itself, and in order to experience itself, it created the power of projecting the reflection of its own energy and hide the original truth or absolute truth, through the beautician and combination of 5 gross elements, the manifestation, the word is formed. While the word is formed and Jivatma or reflection of supreme energy is into transactional world and forgetting the reality of its own nature, its own real truth. Third is during this transactional reality, we often every time through the Shakti, through the power of sleep or Nindra, when we go to sleep, we have different stages. First, you are half awake or half asleep. Then you are into sleeping mode with different images or different dreams that you enjoy to see. And third is to experience the deep sleep. Now, all of us have experienced the dreams when we go to sleep. But when we see the dream, we see ourselves as a different character in the dream. But the dream itself, whatever that you experience in the dream, appears to be real. You do not have any doubt that it is unreal. You enjoy every aspect of the sequence in the dream as a dreamer. It is only when you wake up in the morning, you realize that that was a dream. But while in the dream, you have no idea that it is unreal. Just as another example of watching any show on TV or on the movie hall, you go to see a movie of your choice and you are enjoying it, which is all right, which is nothing wrong. But the moment you identify yourself as one of the characters in the show, you forget your reality. You assume the character of that show. And then you continue playing your role without knowing your original nature. It is the same way that while we continue living in this world, performing our roles, which is all right, which is what we must do, but we forget that we are not this body, mind, and intellect, or body and mind and buddhi, but we are that original absolute truth, the supreme energy. We are that. How do we get to see that? It is only when you drop the ignorance, when you drop the ignorance of being this body, this mind, or this intellect, or anything that you acquire. All that you acquire, all that you have is nothing but the appearance, the reflection. It's just like what you see in the dream. In the dream, all what you see, you have no doubt that it is real. You feel it real. It's like you are watching a match, let's say sports of any your choice, let's say cricket, and you support a particular team, let's say Indian team, playing against Australia or Pakistan and whichever other country. You as Indian watching that game, enjoying the game, which is all right. As we live in this world, enjoy the world, which is all right. But moment you identify yourself as part of that game. And so what happens when the team wins the match, wins the game, you celebrate. You are full of excitement and joy. But if it loses, you feel sad. Yeah? So the joy and the sad or sadness is related to what you assume as character. You take an Indian team as personal, and the result of that team affects you. But if you are simply watching the game just to sake of enjoying the game, it does not bother you whether you win or lose, because it's just the sport, it's just the game. So is this life. You have come into this life, you perform your role. If you are conscious that after all, this is just a dream that we think it's real, but in reality, as per Vedas or Vedantic knowledge, Vedantic wisdom, there is no difference between what you see as a dream in your sleep and what you are awake with your eyes open. You think you are awake and you pursue everything around you as real. From absolute truth point of view, this is nothing but a dream. It is also a dream. So you have to realize two levels, that you are in transactional world, everything looks real to you. When you are in the absolute truth of supreme energy, Paramathic Jiva, from that point of view, all is manifested is actually a dream world. It's not real, it's just a dream world. Just like when you go to sleep, what you see is you wake up and you realize it was a dream. Same way, when we wake up from what we call this life and this Jivatma, we then know that this was only a dream. We were only here like a puppet performing our role. We were not the doer, we were not the enjoyer. Yeah, this, through the power of that delusion, through the power of the Maya, we end up believing what we see is real, and in such case, you have desires. Desire to enjoy your material life, material world, acquire different materialistic things and enjoy the luxury. It is only when you realize that ultimately it's only a dream. It's only a time being that you feel you have acquired a beautiful house or a car or a family or a relationship, but everything has limitation. It is under the spell of time and space. Time and space plays a role. In reality, when you wake up that this is only a word of dream, and there is nothing, the only thing that exists is eternity. And eternity has no space, no time. As the supreme consciousness, as that real supreme energy, what is real is the existence, just as it is, without any attribution, without any projection. I have stopped here for a couple of minutes. I'd like you to reflect on what you heard and ask me if there is any question or any doubt. Let me repeat quickly. 3 realities. First, the absolute truth, or the Paramarattika Jiva, or supreme consciousness, which through its own power of Maya projects the transactional world of Vyavarika Jiva, which is, we take it for granted as a real, forgetting our original true nature. And in Vyavarika a transactional world. Through the power of nindra or sleep, we enjoy the dream. We enjoy the dream world in our sleep. And in the dream world, which is known as the pratibhasika reality or pratibhasika appearance, it's you have feeling that it is all true, it is all real. Only when you wake up, you feel that it was a dream. It was not real. And therefore, through the higher knowledge, through the knowledge of your true nature, you wake up. You wake up from this so-called dream world and feel that all that appears is only a reflection of that supreme energy. Think about it. Try to realize that. The other part is when you consider that supreme consciousness or the higher self as divine light and love, why that attribution, why that it's attributed of light, love, and joy? What is the light and what is the love? Why the divinity is connected to the light and love? I like you to reflect on light and love as far as the divinity is concerned. Whatever name, shape, form, whichever faith you follow, usually it is considered a attribution of light, a love. So what does light represent? Let's first use this word, just the word light. What is the significance of the light? Simple as that. The light enables you to remove the darkness. If there is already a light, you do not need another light. Yeah, in the daylight, where you do not turn on the light in the room or light in the house because it's daytime, you have sufficient light. You turn on the light to remove the darkness. Now, the light is required only if you experience the darkness. Well, why would you need a light if there is no darkness? You don't need. You take a help, support, or put on your light only to remove darkness for the better vision, to enable you to see clearly, see the surrounding or perceptions of vision is clearer. Yeah, that's the light, physical light. Similarly, the spiritual light is a true knowledge of higher self, knowledge of consciousness. When you gain that knowledge, when you gain that higher self, the darkness is removed. And what is darkness? Darkness is nothing but ignorance, avidya. So all of us at every stage, we have to seek the divine light, the light that provides us the proper vision, the clear vision, to see who we are, to realize what we are, to gain the higher knowledge, to gain what is known as Atma Gyan, or self-knowledge. That's why the divinity is referred as a light, because it is the power of that divinity that opens up our understanding, our knowledge. It allows us to remove the ignorance, get out of the darkness of unreality. So the light is important as far as spirituality is concerned, that you have to gain higher knowledge. And there is no knowledge considered to be higher enough as the self-knowledge, knowledge of yourself, knowledge of who you are, what you are, why are you here, what is the purpose of this life, what is next. This is the knowledge which clear up the darkness, ignorance. And therefore, the knowledge is considered as the light. So is the teacher, so is the guru. Guru is always considered as the torchbearer, the one who leads the path with the light, the one who puts a light onto your path, who shows you the path with the light, the torchbearer. And so the light is one form of divinity. The second is love. Now, love by word itself, we hardly contemplate on that word of love, although we use it so often, loosely. But there is transactional word with the love, and there is the absolute reality, the consciousness, the love of your higher self. This is also known as agape love. This is a Greek word, agape, agape love. Agape love is the love or the grace which is always available for every single object and subject in this manifestation, which is which is part of this manifestation. We have spoken about it, called Akasha, the ether, or what appears to be containing nothing in the space. That space that appear to be containing nothing, empty, that empty space is full of love. It is love. And that love is for all, equally, without any bias, without any judgment. It is this love that is for us to receive. The problem is we create the blocks. And because of that blocks, we do not receive it sufficiently. And that love is known as agape, which has been and which will ever be, without any difference, without any comparison. So the agape love is the love of a grace, love of a divinity. The only part that we need to do is to drop our ignorance, gain the higher knowledge, have the light to remove the darkness, and enjoy receiving that agape love. So the devotion or the prayer or bhakti is not to ask or seek any blessings or any favors from agape love or from the divinity, but to simply surrender and be ready to receive that grace, that love. The only way to receive is when you are in silence, when you have maintained some amount of stillness, stillness of your body, stillness of your mind, stillness in your intelligence, buddhi. No discrimination, no asking question, simply surrender, be still, be silent, and you are become a good receiver. Once you become a good receiver, you will experience that flow of that love, the divine love. And this is the beginning of our scriptures. All the different Vedas or Upanishads or other scriptures originated through this, as I have mentioned before. This knowledge was revealed to these rishis and the saints because they surrendered, they maintained complete silence and stillness, stillness of body, mind, and intelligence. And once you are in that mode of a good receiver, when you are in mode of good receiver, slowly but surely, wisdom is revealed. The love is flowing into you, and you will have no questions, you have no doubts. You are then knower of the Brahman, knower of the consciousness. And Veda says, once you are knower, you are Brahman. There is no difference between Brahman and the knower of the Brahman. I stop here. I request you to close your eyes, try to reflect on what you heard. Anything that's not clear, anything that you feel you like to share, please do so. If not, then I suggest we close eyes, maintain silence, and we will chant Om with hand mudras. So let's try some mudras. We start with Gyan Mudra. Yeah, Gyan Mudra, I'm sure everybody knows. And we keep your eyes closed and we chant with each mudra Om 3 times. Next, Vayu Mudra. Push your first finger inward, 3 fingers straight. Middle finger, tip of your middle finger, other 3 fingers straight. Akasha Mudra. Same middle finger at the base of your thumb. Hold it down. This fashion. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Shunya Mudra. Tip of your ring finger, other 3 fingers straight. That's right. Yeah. Sorry, Prithvi Mudra. Same ring finger at the base of your thumb, other 3 fingers straight. Surya Mudra. Surya Mudra. Oh. Oh. Tip of ring, little finger, or the three fingers straight. Jalamudra. Oh. 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 Tip of your little finger and ring finger, Prana Mudra. Oh. 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 Tip of your ring finger and middle finger together, Apana Mudra. Oh. 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 Next, Apan Vayu Mudra. So same two fingers, but with the Vayu Mudra. Apan Vayu Mudra. Oh. 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 Come inside, Adi Mudra. Oh. 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 Interlock your fingers and your right thumb up under the left thumb, arm straight, Shiva Mudra. Oh. Om. Om. Pranam Mudra. Spread your fingers. Press them hard. Om. 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 Rub your palm. Feel the warmth. With your eyes closed, place it over the eyes. Over your ears. And on your neck. On your heart chakra. Feel the energy, feel the vibration. Just maintain your silence and stillness. Keep your eyes gently closed. Om. Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya loka samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, God, for giving us air to breathe. Thank you, God, for giving us water to drink. Thank you, God, for giving us sun for energy. Thank you, God, for giving us food to eat. Thank you, God, for giving us good health and happiness. Thank you, God, for giving us positivity. Thank you, God, for giving us all that we need. Thank you, God, for your love, your protection, your guidance, your blessings. Thank you, God, for the existence. Thank you for giving me a chance to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Acharya ji.